What does it mean in the world of snooker when we say the words square and slide? Well, quite simply, when the cue ball comes off the cushion at a narrower angle than expected, we call that square. And when the cue ball hits the cushion and comes off at a wider angle than we expect it to, we call that slide. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Oh. For those of you still watching, well played. I'm going to go into it now in a little bit more detail. Grab your notepads, get a cup of something hot, and let's get into it. This is Square and Slide. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to explain what those terminologies mean. What does it really mean when we say square, when we say slide? And for those of you out there in snooker land who perhaps don't get the chance to play on one of these tournament tables with tournament standard quality balls and the tournament standard cloth all the time, I'm going to explain why some of these shots might not work on your tables and what you can do to make your table play more like mine. Let's jump straight into it. When we're playing in a situation like this, let's say the opponent has broken off, you see this all the time, you get left snookered behind the green and the reds are in open play. My target now is to come off the cushion and rest into the side of the cluster, but there's risk attached, isn't there? If I hit the pink, I leave the red to the middle. If I hit the end red or miss the reds totally, I'm going to leave these reds by the black. So my predicted path of the cue ball is off the cushion and into either that red there too from the pink or the third red there. It's very hard to be super specific and hit a specific red. Somewhere in there, that's what I'm trying to do. That's the predicted line. So I've picked my point, that comes to the cushion, and if I play it plain ball with no side, the cue ball should come off the cushion at the same angle it went on. Now for consistency, I've marked where this cue ball is so we can get the same test each and every time. Let's pick my point on the cushion, no side spin, and see where it goes. That's just clipped the third red. So I'm quite pleased with that. I wouldn't have left anything there for my opponent. But you could see even that just went slightly wider than I expected it to. That slid off the cushion. I put the cue ball back in exactly the same space. I'm going to try and hit this cushion in the same place. Will we get the same reaction? Let's have a look. No side spin, off the cushion. This time the cue ball has come out a little bit more towards the second red. That came off the cushion a little bit squarer than the previous shot that I played. I didn't do anything differently, didn't hit it any harder. I hit exactly the same part on the cushion. I didn't have any side spin on, but you can see one went there and the other went here. Completely just down to the playing conditions, the cushions, the cloth, the balls, and that is square and slide. Let me try and show you again. Third time, cue ball in exactly the same place. Again, let's say I'm trying to hit the second red from the pink, off the cushion. Let's see where this goes. No side spin at all. It's actually a bit shorter pace. And it was online for red number 3. That shot would have been total carnage in a match. Look, I've left my opponent choice of reds. That was a terrible shot. Let me do that again. Same place with the cue ball. I'm trying to get down into the reds. Same port on the cushion, no side spin at all. Down there, that's harder this time. Oh, and you can see that as actually with a bit more pace. Bit more pace in the cue ball that time. That cue ball slid off the cushion. It went on a much wider angle than I wanted it to, and actually has ended up leaving my opponent a red to the corner pocket. That could be my last shot in the frame and potentially lose me the match. That's the importance of square and slide. You've got what you think the cue ball's going to do, and then if it comes off at a more narrow angle, which is square, or if it comes off at a wider angle, which is slide, it could spoil everything. So guys, it's a question of what can you do to try and make your playing conditions, wherever it is you're playing your snooker, what can you do to try and make your table play a little bit more like the ones that you see us professionals playing on? It's very, very difficult, isn't it? Because in most cases, it won't be your table. You'll be going to a snooker facility somewhere, it might be your local club, or it might be your local academy, and you're using somebody else's table. So you're not in control of how often it's recovered, how often it's brushed and ironed, and all the rest of it. Of course, the more often a table is recovered, the better it will play, the more slide you will get off the cushions. General rule of thumb, the older the cloth, the more square a table will play. That's something we take into account even on days through tournaments. We know from day 1 to day 4 or 5, that table will get squarer. The ball will come off the cushions at a different angle. But one of the things you all can do, and it's something I do here, I've had this set of balls now for maybe 6 months, but you keep them in absolute tip-top condition. If you're really serious about your snooker, invest in a set of your own balls and then get some of this polish. Now, I've put the ball cleaning polish which I use, which comes from the ball maker themselves. It's an official product that they make. I've put it in this dispenser so I can just put the balls in the ball cleaning machine, give them a quick squirt. It takes 2 or 3 minutes in the machine and they come up like new. That means that when I'm practicing here, this table and the balls play as if they are new, even though they're not. Now, I know you can't all be buying your own table. I know you can't all buy your own cloth, but you could, if you wanted to, invest in your own set of balls, get some polish, and then you'll start seeing the cue ball react a little bit more like it reacts for us. So guys, that's it. Just wanted to pop up and tell you what these terminologies mean. Some of the words that I'm going to explain in this series will have a lot longer videos. It'll be much more in depth. Here, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. This is what square means, and this is what slide means. That's it. There's a couple of things you can do. I know you're all not in control of your own table. You might not have your own cloth and all the rest of it, but you can get a bit of polish. You can make the balls like new. That will change the way the balls react off the cushions, and you know, that is about it. It's not a really complicated subject. There will be more discussion on other topics coming your way very soon. Hope you've enjoyed the video. It was a quick one this time. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It helps us make more videos, and we'll see you next time.